ideas flowing around. Does everybody here know each other? You guys all know each other?
Not yet.
Well, can we do a cheesy go around the room and say your name and where you're from type of thing? I'm Miles. I'm from Seattle.
I'm
I'm an addict. Bagels and coffee. Chris.
Chris Carroll. I play drums and tabla. I'm from Long Island, and I like coffees and bagels.
Oh, I'm Alec. I'm originally from Seattle, but yeah, Philly, and I play guitar.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Peyton. I'm 17 and still in high school, and I'm from Philly.
Well, you like come to New York a lot, or you live here, or what?
Well, Steve was doing the master classes before, so I came up for those, and then you started doing the master classes. Like, well,
Okay.
I wouldn't miss that.
Okay, cool.
As good as your high school.
Yeah, right.
I guess.
Here, there's that.
I just smoked a lot of pot. That's all I do.
I'm Ben from Vermont. I play violin.
I'm from kind of Canada and Cleveland. I play left-handed rings. Where in Canada? Toronto. And surrounding Ontario area.
Well, the right hand is hurt.
It's gonna be a long road.
Oh God, this is terrible. Man.
Is that
All right. Well, if you guys were coming to see Steve, I'm sorry, but I could also answer any questions that you have about the previous things that we were dealing with, you know, or we could just go into something else. Anybody have any questions
I
about
just
any of
have
that
a
stuff?
comment. When I wrote you an email, I just shared this publicly because it actually has really affected me. So we did like a long, short, long, long thing that I've been working on a lot on drums, like in terms of like I guess 11 or just different ways to do it. And so I wrote Miles and I said, you know, do you have any comments about, you know, how I was playing? Any thoughts? He said, yeah, just keep it grooving and you don't have to play everything. And when I thought about you don't have to play everything, I started actually just sitting and thinking of all the stuff that he showed me. But like I remember, like you know, when guys like first learn on time, they like crunk out 7. You know, they have to like hit everything. And then for the more stuff that has more like I don't know, like different sort of shapes and cell structures, we're trying to do it and not play everything, but keep some of it, but keep the foundation. And I just realized like it's really changed things for me. And so, thank you.
Well, I mean,
But that's something that I feel is like, it's opening up like tremendously and just with my playing, you know?
Yeah, so what Chris is referring to is, I don't know, we're doing a workshop here and we had some, you know, like Steve will do something, just calling out some kind of figure, you know, and this, what did you say it was?
It's long, short, long, long.
Okay, that'd be, 3 2 3 3. And I think probably on the drums you were kind of just stuck in that thing, like and playing that over and over again, or some variation of that, or you know, trying to orchestrate it on the kit, but still basically playing that. And you can imagine how stiff it would sound if you were playing 4/4 like that, you know, dun, 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 or something like that, you know. But you can think that at any time span, or time signature, whatever you want to call it, length of time, there's like a family of figures that kind of are associated with that. I played, say, playing swing. A basic figure would be Charleston. Dun, 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 right? There's a thing in 4. But then there's like all the variations of Charleston. Dun, 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 dun. So these are all types of Charleston. I mean, they're kind of based on that skeleton, right? They all imply that time span in a way. but they're not stiffly outlining it. They're within it. You know what I mean? So like you can do that with anything. You know, if it was instead of if you thought of 4 as short, like dun, 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 do this like backwards hi-hat. I mean, if it was maybe short, long, still swinging. Dun, dun. You know, you can do versions of Charleston and that. Dun, 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 dun. You know, these are all rhythms that are like within that. So I think one good thing to do would be, yeah, just starting with, if you're trying to deal with some repeating time cycle you're not used to, start with that outlining thing and then try and break it a little bit. You know, even just not playing one. You know, the long, short, long, long. Dun, 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 dun. You know, even that is breaking it up in a way that's more interesting than just pounding it out every time. And you can just, you know, do it internally. You know, it doesn't make any difference whether you're playing it there or thinking it, right? So yeah, I mean, for me, that's part of how I, you know, de-stiffened some of those things a little bit. You know, I still get pretty stiff on things that are really unusual. You know, like really long patterns, hard to remember, or something like that. You know, it's just a matter of what you're used to, and we're all comfortable in different areas. You know, usually like 4 and 3, stuff like that. You know, it's kind of like you don't have to think about it anymore. But you know, other things you don't have to think about it anymore either if you just do it enough, right? I think a lot of, you know, young guys like you or something, you don't even think about if you're in 5 or 7 or something like that. You're not really thinking about those things. Also, you know, it's becoming part of the mainstream thing to have these higher, you know, time cycles than 4 and 3. So, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've been there. I'm still there.
Just, and then I guess like if you want to expand, I'm not over anything, but I just think this is really important because this actually is a very fluidity thing. Like I think this is like essential actually to getting things open. Just like I guess like sometimes when like I've been kind of, you know, whether I feel things in duple or triple and I use some of these cycles, I've been more tapping into like the negative side. But I just like in terms of, I guess what I've been maybe trying to think about is just to keep the whole thing in my head, keep the whole keep, you know, like din, 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 din,
What are you
din. I'm doing that cycle, but now I'm just like thinking of phrasing in the negative space. So of that, so like I feel like I guess what I'm asking is like I think I need to keep all the positive stuff going all the time because I could like I guess what I'm saying is I could think about this as like just a shape like this, and that would be like the negative space, but without thinking the positive. I guess the calibration of it and keeping your reference because
when you're saying positive and negative, you're talking about
I guess what I'm doing
the
is
main
I'm
figure and then
using.
the spaces in that figure are the negative space. Is that what you're saying?
I'm sorry.
You're saying positive and negative space. You're saying there's a figure, and then the spaces that aren't played, that's the negative space.
Correct.
Okay.
So, but I guess we're talking about looseness. So like what I'm trying to do is just dip into some of this sometimes, but like I'm referencing some of the positive notes all the time, and then coming in and out of it, you know. And I guess what I'm saying is like I think I need to. I don't need to, but one should have it develop like a strong foundation of hearing both at the same time. So I guess that's what I was asking. Like when I guess, or I could just make it general and say, hey, how much? Like, what are you thinking about when you're trying to play to the other side of the negative space? Make it simple like that.
I think you're asking, do you have the skeleton in your brain somewhere all the time, explicitly? In other words, no matter what you're doing on the instrument, you have long, short, long.
That
long,
depends. I mean,
something happening.
sometimes just It depends if the material is like that. Like sometimes there's not. The material isn't something with these kind of weights in it. Sometimes there's the amount of space. You know, it's just like what it's just a sort of a 5, and you put whatever you're gonna put in there. That's how most people write tunes.
Right.
You know, it's just sort of like that's what it is. And what we're talking about is more specific information rhythmically inside of that. Kind of like 2 levels. Like okay, this is a long, short thing, which is kind of like a mode, which is like a way of breaking it up into smaller, kind of the largest pieces that are still kind of like single units, which are like 2 or 3 or something like that. You know, which is still just kind of like playing that in itself is not really, just kind of like outlining the cycle. Kind of like if you listen to Indian music, what somebody might do with keeping a tal or something like that, or what somebody might do with a clave, you know, that kind of thing, another kind of music. And then what he's talking about is all the space in between that thing. And actually, what I was talking about is like all the things that could just be in that space but be related to that thing. Like for example, okay, let's say you have some rhythmic mode that's like 2, 3, right? I'll just do it with my foot. And then you got this negative space thing you're talking about. I'll just do I'll do the whole cycle with my foot. So this is the whole. That's where it repeats, right? You got boom, boom, and you got. That's the negative space, right? What if you just try to kind of mix and match that negative and the positive stuff together, like dun, 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 dun. I mean, then you have everything covered, right?
Right, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
That's
you
not-
have
that's
everything
what I'm
covered.
trying to do.
And that's basically a version of what we do when we're improvising rhythms. I mean, when you're playing, like I'll go back to this Charleston thing, when I was saying that Charleston thing, like those things were all just using that figure. It's still there in the same way a clave or anything else is there, but it's not, you know, it's not being pounded out every time. Otherwise, it's just kind of like a machine or repetitive or something. So this long, short thing, a lot of times in these Steve workshops, we get really like focused on that. And then we never get to the other part, which is just kind of letting go of that thing. Because it takes people such a long time to internalize that thing. Usually it doesn't even happen because it's something you gotta kind of go home and, you know, deal with or something like that. So, I think, yeah, a lot of times we just get to the point where we're kind of performing that thing, and then by the end of the class, it's like, okay, now forget about that, let's just play, and then it's like, it's too late, and it's too, you know, so, you know, it's useful to maybe find some processes that you can actually use to relax, you know. And I think one of them is, as I said, don't play everything all the time. Try and play nothing, you know. Just have the thing in your head and play little bits and pieces of it. You know, the same way as if you're playing swing and you have some kind of rhythm section flow, like you want to have a flow internally, right? So if I'm playing swing 4, I might have some kind of flow. It's like whatever it is, you know, just some kind of flow. It's a flow. There's no rhyme or reason about it, but it is in a certain form, right? Cycle. And then you're just playing bits and pieces. You're not playing the whole flow all the time, otherwise you're super busy, right? So you're just playing. You know, so that kind of thing, like you're picking parts of that flow to put in there. So you develop that internal flow on whatever it is, then you're not leaning on your own physicality to keep it. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to be pounding something out and then looking at that and like all this stuff. It's all just inside. You know what I mean? And you're just picking stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exactly
No,
right.
excited. You look at me kind of like.
No. I just wondered if you had any.
I'm just saying what I do.
I was just fishing for different angles, you know, see if you would like add a way of explaining it.
I'm just explaining the way that I deal with that kind of stuff. I mean, different people have different ways. Some people are just like, I just do it. I can't explain it at all, you know. So,
I have another extremely nerdy question.
yeah.
Is that okay?
Of course.
The first one was nerdy.
Okay, so the other thing that I've been thinking about, because I just feel like I'm onto some new stuff right now, so maybe I'm sorry. It's kind of another polarity thing where I'm gonna try to put this in English, and I'm not very good at it, but I'm working on it. So,
Oh, sorry. Wait a second. That's my thing telling me to put money in the meter, but I already did that. So. Okay. Go ahead.
like I was like, again, I'm thinking about some shapes, maybe like just 5 or 7 short, like just short longs, you know, and then thinking things like keeping things on a quarter of grid, like with a triplet feel, but instead of using, because what I was thinking about was I think that the quarter note, a lot of people that swing keep everything on a quarter note grid, and that's the most, I think, logical way, but the other way you can think about it is let that quarter note grid bounce off of whatever other grid you're doing. So like if you, for example, like if you're playing like long, short, just like 5s, you're thinking of the 5 as just moving in the way it does, and then this even thing bounces against wherever it lines up in the other one. So you're actually, so what's actually is considered mostly even is now syncopated against the other pulse. Does that make sense to anybody?
It doesn't quite make sense to me. I mean, I understand you're talking about one thing that's a pulse and one thing that's not a pulse, right? Is that what you mean?
No,
Okay.
Now you could think that would be, so like I'm doing, so I'm thinking like 1, 2, 3, 4, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is feeling on 4, and then that would be on 2, and this is just even. Does that make sense? So you could think of it like a polyrhythm, and you could think about this, the other polarity, but
You're saying.
yeah, you can think about that as like that rhythm bouncing off that.
So think about it any kind of way you want. Yeah. I mean, if I play this by itself,
Right, and then
what do you hear? If I play this.
Well, that would be right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's all in relation to whatever else is going on, right? Is that what,
Well, I guess I feel like it's opening up a bunch of other shit, like thinking about how things, because what's happening is that I'm kind of dipping into another pool of colors, and I'm getting a bunch of cool rhythmic shit that I'm feeling.
well, that's cool. I mean, it's interesting. Okay, what you're saying is a segue into something I was thinking about talking about today, where we can all play, you know, instead of just talking. But before I do that, does anybody else have any other questions, any other issues you'd like to address? Any insecurities?
Well, I have something I was
Yeah.
thinking about. Because Steve was talking about balance in one of the classes,
Uh-huh.
and then I do a program that Anthony Kidd runs, and he's been talking about like playing obligato. So it sounds like you're playing the tune. And something I was thinking about is because like there's so many blues heads out
What do you mean playing
Yeah,
obligato?
what does that mean?
It's like you play the melody, and then in the negative space you put in some improv line.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so you're playing the melody, and then you're playing your own line. So, and it's basically to make it sound like you're playing that specific tune. So I was thinking like, well, there's so many blues heads out there. Like, how do you make each one sound different? Do you approach it so that you, like Billy's bounce sounds like Billy's bounce when you're improvising, the straight note chaser sounds like straight note chaser, even if you're not just playing the melody?
Well, what is the difference between Billy's bounce and straight note chaser? The main difference.
The melody.
The melody, right? So. Which one am I playing?
Billy.
Now. Right? So even if I'm playing the drums, which I don't play well, you can still tell what which tune I'm playing. So that's just the rhythmic content. Now, of course, they might be in different keys or whatever like that, but for a blues, I mean, you have roughly the same harmony. I mean, they might have some typical things that they do that's different, you know. But those are two very rhythmic heads, you know. So all these, you know, the character of the tune comes from that, right? So if you, and it's not just on blues, but on any tune, if you want to stay with the feeling and the character and respect that tune as it is, you know, then just think of the melody, you know. Just think of the melody all the time. I mean, that's, you know, because the melody really is the tune. I mean, you have a lot of tunes that have the same harmony. How am I going to play Cherokee harmony on the drums, you know, and not know that it's Cherokee or Coco or one of those other kind of tunes, you know. So the tune has some character that comes from that melody, you know. If I play it. So these things, this stuff you can use, you know, or you should use, you know. It makes it more interesting, it makes you feel connected to the tune, you know. And it doesn't have to just be blues, but some melodies are more rhythmic than others. Like All Things You Are is not particularly rhythmic kind of a melody. But it does have a very specific shape to it and very specific notes that it's hitting. So you can think, you know, melodically, how can you deal with that melody, you know, in a way that keeps it related, you know. So, but balance is also related to this thing. I was thinking about maybe trying a tune that I wrote recently, see if we could play it. But why are there two guitars here? Oh, Marius, yeah. Okay. So, is this working? Okay, let's get all the instruments out. Like, I had this tune. This isn't even really a tune. This is more just kind of like a sketch, but it's an interesting thing in terms of balance and perspective. Now, who is here? I know I've talked about this before, and Steve's talked about it before, but this connection between rhythm and pitch in terms of clave and major scale. Who's, you check that out? Did you check that out? Okay, well, let's just do a quick version of it, because that's essential to the way this tune works. So, but I may do it a different way than I did it before. So, this is really annoying, so I'm going to turn it off. So, if you were a caveman, I like to think about caveman stuff. And if you just have one note and you were trying to build up some tonality, where would you go from there? Like, say you had some pitched instrument like a string, piece of animal, stretched over a log or something. What would be the first new tone that you would give when you're messing with that string, or a piece of bamboo or anything? Well, this is a new pitch. I mean, this is the first pitch you get, but it's not a new pitch, right? You get this, and then what's the next one? Well, now let's say that. Yeah, go ahead. You got your left hand, so you want to. So we know what's going on here, right? Harmonic. Everybody can play a harmonic series. Problem with the harmonic series on some instruments, especially primitive instruments, it's hard to kind of go up. This is already a fifth partial, which is kind of weak on a lot of instruments. You know, definitely the strongest thing is this third partial in terms of a new note. This is like everywhere in music and wherever you go in the world. You have this. I'll put it in one octave, right? So, just hitting the thing harder. So let's say that we keep making fifth partials, or making third partials. What's our third partial off of this note? No, off of this note. This is our new fundamental.
Oh, like an actual something.
Right. Okay. See, he's a fifth above that. I'm just stacking fifths. Right. So, if you were a caveman doing this, you know, you say, "Oh, I got a new pitch. Now let's get another new pitch." Okay, so maybe we come up here. I got this new pitch. Let's keep going. Right. So what do we get eventually? Want to do the rest? Okay. Right. And then what happens? F sharp. Okay. So if we just take the first five. Scale, what is it? C pentatonic scale, right? Logical place to stop if you're a caveman, like, you know, and you're saying like, okay, once I get here. Now this is very close to this. Might be uncomfortable in your tone system if you don't have very precise instruments, right? So a more comfortable thing would be to just say, okay, let me just deal with these 5 notes, right? That's sort of my uninformed explanation of the proliferation of the pentatonic scale around the world. It's like, if you just take the most basic sounds and stop at a logical place, you get pentatonic. You're going to say, I don't like these really small intervals. So let's say you have a more precise instrument, like, you know, some sort of Renaissance time, something like that, you know, then maybe you can actually distinguish between these smaller things, and you say, okay, I'm going to keep going, you know. G, F sharp, G. What if you go one more? Now you're gonna have C, C sharp, and D. It's like 2 consecutive semitones. So the density of that is different somehow, right? It's like something weird about that. It's different. Like the diatonic scale you made out of 7/5 is just tones and semitones. There's never 2 semitones next to each other. So that's another logical stopping place, right? 7 notes. Because after that, you just get the whole chromatic scale. Okay? So, but I don't want to do this F sharp, so let's start in a different place. Let's say we wanted to make all the white keys, where would we start? F, right? Look at these 3. Right? I'm sorry. So, starting in F. Do it again. There we go. Okay. So I got the whole major scale in fifths. Okay. I put it into an octave, and we just have our white keys. So then, the interesting connection that I was thinking about was this thing with the with 12-point rhythms, which are kind of also very common. So we just call it 12/8. You know, if we want. So if we deal with this as a rhythm instead of pitches, what would it be? 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1. It's a clave, right? Very, very typical clave, rumba clave. Or the pentatonic. It's just the version of that without the half steps in it, right? So, and the half steps are tritone, a part of it. Right? Meaning half the rhythmic cycle. Does that make sense? All that? Yeah, okay. This is
2 2 1 2 2 1 2 2 2 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tone, semitone,
Yeah,
tone, semitone. The
Yeah,
structure
I'm
of a major
thinking like
scale.
rhythmically too, right?
Rhythmically.
Yeah.
Rhythmically. Okay. So I'm just going to take that as, I'm just going to make some assumptions and say there's something about that clave rhythm, the fact that it exists all over the place, that has something to do with this fundamental structure. There's some fundamental thing about it. It's not just by accident that this thing exists. It has a certain, fills out the thing with a certain density, but it's not just a pulse. It's uneven, which makes it a rhythm, right? Like this. It's not really rhythmic. This is pulse against pulse. This is one pulse and that's another pulse, right? Whereas this has a shape to it. In the same way that this doesn't have a center, a whole tone scale. It doesn't have one place that is stronger than any other place. It's symmetrical, right? So it's not grounded in that way. And doesn't mean it's not useful, but it's just a different kind of thing, Whereas this has a certain very interesting qualities, has a lot of stuff in it, that comes out of properties of the harmonic series. So it's basics, I don't know. Anybody disagree with on that? I'd like to debate it. I haven't done research. This is just like what I think. But based on listening to like folkloric music and stuff, So anyway, I want to just take that as a premise and not worry about it historically, whether it's accurate or not. But I'm just going to say, Ionian clave is this. Okay. So then, what would Dorian clave be?
You're right.
Right. It's a Phrygian clave. Top down. Lydian clave. Oh, 2 minutes, do it. Whole tone clave. Mixed Lydian. Aeolian clave. Alright. Okay, cool. So that's the basis of this thing. Oh, and then the last one, that low-grade clave, which is a little weird. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Okay. Cool. So this is a little tune. Let's see. You want to plug in, right?
Sure.
Okay, why don't you plug in over here? This only has one input, so I guess I won't play guitar. So
I mean, whatever works.
no, I don't need to play guitar.
Okay.
Oh, there's another amp over there actually.
So you said in this guy?
Let's see if it works. Yeah.
Okay.
If not, then you just use this cable.
Cool.
Yeah, try that. Oh. More volume.
What's up?
It's up. Alright, a little noisy, but it'll work.
You don't think it's the cable?
Which pickup you have on this one?
Yep.
This amp is a little noisy, I think. Just play it just a little bit loud. Okay. So let's think. Who would want to play what? This tune is just a clave. I want to. That's back there.
Thank
you. Let's start with the bass line. I'm not going to do the whole bass line, I'm just going to do 4 bars. Since you got a left hand, if you get tired. Okay, well, pull up. Oh, sick. What is it? Or that D. Let's just try it. I'm not telling you where I feel the beat. So I want you to figure outside of. The idea with this tune is it doesn't matter where you feel it. It's just the relationship of each part to each other part. Okay? So let's see if you can just get this figure without worrying about where whatever pulse it is. Okay? So. I'll play a little raw. It should be. Listen.
It's kind of different scales.
Tell me where you feel the most. Okay. Keep going. Keep doing that. Can you play this on a high note? Short Which mode am I playing?
You're doing the first one.
Am I?
Uh,
You're feeling this. You're feeling this. Ionian mode, right up this thing. Play that.
Wait, one more time? Sorry.
Don't count it and stuff. Just play the actual sound. Can you clap it with him?
with a pulse now.
So okay, so play it then with the pulse that I'm playing. Hold on, I can count.
That's the floor.
It could be this too.
Right. I haven't thought about that one yet.
Okay. So there's different ways you can feel the same thing. I'm still playing a basic club. The question is, which mode am I playing? I'll play it here to be honest.
Pulse or mode in terms
I'm
of
talking about
stick
where
with
I'm starting it in terms of I'll mark it. Okay. And I could feel it like but I'm feeling it like this.
So are you seeing that these like scales that you're using are giving you different pulse fields?
There's a different sense of balance.
Yeah,
It's
but
an illusion thing. 'Cause when you play that by itself, and you play that thing at the end, that sounds like the pulse, right? And it did for you when you started it.
I guess I could feel it either way. Like I guess if I took a sec, I could play each of those scales over like feeling it like 12 like this, or
Okay, I'll play the clave and you play the two ways that you could feel it. I'll just play it like this.
Well, start again.
Okay, that was cool. That wasn't one of the ways that I did it, but that was one of the ways. That wasn't it. The two ways were this.
You're not changing, right? Are you doing that as like new downbeat or before? Are you anticipating it?
I'm saying there's a multitude of ways you can feel this, okay? Because the whole thing is the melody of this tune is a different way than these two ways, okay? But this is, Fontaine is like, this helps me deal with fundamentals of music. So I'm dealing with something really fundamental. That was the whole point of this discussion with the major scale and the clave. But how good of a, what assumptions are you making about that thing? Right? When you hear this, the same way you make assumptions about other time fields, you make this assumption, or most people make this assumption. Or if you find if you go to Europe, a lot of people will say, for whatever reason, that's more common. But you probably wouldn't make this assumption. See what I'm saying? This is. Can you do what I'm doing?
Yeah, I
with
think I
bass
can
drum?
get it. Yeah, once you shift it, I can do it.
Okay, check it out. beats. Skipping is the low cream. I'm going from a triple feel in an Ionian mode into a duple feel in a low cream mode. So what I should do is really do the in-between step, which is to do a triple feel in the low cream, and then go to a duple feel in the low cream, and then go back. So that would be like this.
So once you shift and you analyze it, it's that. That's what you're saying, right? Once the balance shifts to the other weight, it's the other way.
I was just feeling it like this. I was going like this. What I'm talking about. Now switch. Subdivision of the beat. Right. Subdivision of the beat is duple. Is this it? It's 4. Right. Right. So. Right. That's a duple low cream. Right. Yeah. Now keep this going to do duple Ionian. Now go to triple.
So you see
Yeah.
one thing and then you shift it.
There are
And
four
then,
things.
Right,
Can't be one thing changing the other, right?
right. So when you go to the 3, you go to the next one, and then you stay in 3, and then you go to the 4, and then you shift it again.
I don't know about all that, but I'm just saying, I'm trying to get the thing to be able to switch back and forth. Okay, so you can feel it different ways. Okay? So let's just do that for a minute. That'll loosen up and be able to feel this tune. I haven't even got to the tune yet, but
So,
thing.
yeah, what's the order?
The order is triple feel, Ionian clave. Da, 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 da. Then you're gonna change the clave or the scale to a low cream, still with the triple feel. Then you're gonna change the feel. Keep the scale. It's got to keep this. This has got to keep going at the same speed. So you're just changing. It's gonna feel like a slower pulse. So you're playing 4s instead of 3s with the foot. 4s with the low cream. Okay. Then you're going to keep the duple pulse and change the clave back to Ionian. Then you're going to change the pulse back to triple. It's just a circle of 4 things.
Let's do it slow.
Okay, so real slow. So in order to do this with an instrument that's monophonic, you got to do it with your foot. Okay, and you can do left hand, right hand, pulse, and clave. What do you do on the drums?
Not yet.
Yeah.
You don't want
So we got pulses here. We'll do it up here. Triple, low cream. There's a very specific reason for this. It has to do with the melody. There's a very special thing that happens with this clave that's directly based off of that thing building up the scale, which is this. Let's say that you wanted to build up the clave in time spans in a 12-beat thing. Well, you could do it again with fifths, right? I mean, you draw the circle, go around 7s and 7s and 7s and 7s, because that's what fifths are, right? There's 7 semitones. Yeah. The problem is, 7 is kind of a long thing to feel rhythmically, just as one thing. So the other, you know, I mean, you can, but usually it's broken down some kind of way. A smaller, for me, this is just based on experience when I was writing tune. Smaller, easier to handle unit is fives. Fives is the same as sevens going the other direction. Right? Circle fifths is the same as circle fourths. Right? So rather than going up by sevens, we can just go down by fourths. Right? Now, if we wanted to build the whole major scale with fourths going down, where do we start?
F sharp?
Not F. No, F sharp is not one of the white keys.
We want all white keys?
I want all white keys. I want all white keys. I want to know which note to start.
Yes.
To go up and fifths, you start on F. Where do you, if you want to go the opposite direction, still get all the white keys and start, where would you start? B. Right? B.
Fourths going down.
So that's
Right? Then what happens if you go down another? You know, if you. Yeah, you're right, aren't you? Wait. I'm sorry, you don't go up, you don't go down in fourths. Going down in fourths is the same as going up in fifths, I'm saying.
Right, up in
You gotta
fourths.
go up in fourths.
Oh, okay. So you went down from C to B.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And what's the next four? B flat, not 11. Right? So, you got all 7. Now, what is the rhythmic distance between, if you wanted to make it a full circle, and you wanted to get back to F, what would you have to make this last thing from F? Tritone, right? Rhythmic tritone is 6. Okay? So what do we got here? We got, starting in B, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6. Okay? And how many octaves is that? Three octaves. 3 octaves. Okay. We could also say 3 rhythmic cycles if we were to just play this. Now, what if we play? Notice what B is, low grade, right? This is the reason I'm starting with low grade thing. Now look at the pattern that comes with the clave, and you make it in fourths. See what the pattern is? How about the first 2? I'm sorry, what am I doing? Where's the semitone? First. 1, 2, 2. Pattern is 1, 2, 2. What about the next ones?
Is that the halfway point?
2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2.
You're talking about the halfway point between it?
I'm talking about what is the rhythmic pattern that's being formed. What is this? That, dun, dun, that, go, that, go. It's 1, 2, 2, right? That, boom, boom,
Right.
boom.
5?
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm saying, what is
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
the thing? The next one, boom, dit, dum, right?
2,
That, dum,
It's the
dum.
same as where the half steps are.
Where's the half step in that 5? Is what I say. It's always made up of 2 2s and a 1. The question is, where's the 1? The 1 is at the beginning in these. Right? If I feel it. It's always 5, right? Now these, it's in the middle. Right?
Can we hit that again, please?
Right? 2, 1, 2. The last one's 2 2 1.
Also,
1
you
2
get
2
all three of them.
1 2 2 2 1 2 2 1 2 2 2 1 2 2
Is that what
1.
you're saying? You get all of them? Like you get all the
You
possibilities?
get a rotational pattern
Yeah, you get all of them.
where the one there's a pair of them where the one is in the beginning, there's a pair where the one is in the middle, and there's a pair where the one is in the end. Right? 1 2 2 okay. Okay. 1 2 3 bam. You gotta think at the end of this.
What was the last
little
phrase?
ending.
What was the last phrase? The last very upper.
1 2 3.
So,
2 2 2.
one more time.
2 2 2. Okay?
I got it now.
Everybody play that? Ready? Just clap it or something. Ready? Go. What am I gonna count? 1 2 3 4 5. 2 2 3 4 5. Let's do that. Yeah. Okay. I'll play the. I don't know space. I'll play the ones as snare drums and the twos as bass drums. Okay. And I'll play the hi-hat as the 5. So you're feeling it. Okay, ready? It's longer, okay? This is not the same every time. It's all 5s and then a 6 at the end. If I want to make this 5, I have to go. Okay, but I don't want to do that. I just want to make it come together. So the real pattern I play is. Okay, so I'm playing I'm playing 5 5 5 5 5 5 6. Okay. What does that mean?
36.
Divided by 12. 3 cycles, right? Okay. Which we know from that. It's 3 octaves. We already figured that out. So just another way of saying. Okay. Oh. Let's sing a high and a low note for the clave. Instead of this, we were doing the low cream clave, right? Sorry. Can we sing this? I'm doing a 5, 5, 5. I'm either doing 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, or I'm just playing 4s. See, it's the same thing. What I'm playing on the club is exactly the same thing every time. But one time you can feel like da-dum, dum, da-dum, dum, dum, da-dum, dum, da-dum, dum, dum, da-dum, dum, da-dum, dum, dum, da. Or you can feel it da-dum, dum, da-dum, dum, dum, da-dum, dum, da-dum, dum, dum, da-dum, dum, da-dum, dum, dum, da. Same thing, right? Saying the same thing, but it's just a different feel here. So the same way we were saying, you could also feel it as like that was the first way we felt it, right? Like, right? Then we've changed to the Locrian duple thing.
It's 3 and then 4, now it's 5.
Different orientation, right? Now we got makes sense?
When you do that shift, how much space do you think?
What does it sound like?
Oh, what's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Don't do the numbers, just
Yeah, something like 6.
Is it 6 5s and 6?
6 5s and a 6.
Yeah.
Can we do that? What I was just doing? Just clap what I'm playing with the stick, which is just a clave. But try and feel it these different ways, okay? Okay? I'm not going to go back to the triple way. We're going to just work on these two, okay? Starting with just straight duple, okay? Now does this make sense, what I'm saying, why this works out? Why you have these pairs that are the same? Why that pattern comes out? It makes sense? Based on the piano keyboard, right? Okay. I'm going to count 3. 1, 2, 3. So just you don't have to think of the original thing. You just think of the new thing. Just think of that pattern. It's so easy to remember, right? Like the one is in the beginning, then the ones in the middle, then the ones in the end. You got two each. Then you got that 1, 2, 3 thing at the end. Boom, 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 boom. Make the sound, but actually feel it in different kind of ways.
I'm trying to just get the clave. I lost it.
Okay, well, that's why we practiced it at the beginning. Right. Do we need to go back and practice this one? 1, 2, 3, whatever, however kind of way you want to think about it. There's two of them. They're in a pair. The next one, the one moves over to the middle. Right? And the last one, the one moves to the end. Right? And then you got 1, 2, 3.
And how much scat? I hear that in fives. I just don't hear the space at the very end. You said,
Yeah, I hear the
64.
space.
It's one.
It's just the space that's fucking me up from being able to transition.
It's one cycle of the jingle pulse. Like it's the 1, 2, 3.
Say that again. Sorry.
Oh, you mean the space at the end? After we finish? That thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going back to the original.
It's like 12.
The
No, but
thing.
that's
Yeah.
the whole shift. It's the way is to shift it to balance.
But the thing is, I'm always. This is the
Boom,
problem.
boom, boom.
Check it out. So when I'm feeling it, when I'm going, I'm always feeling it.
Right. Yeah, that's what I get.
So whether it's whatever it is, even if I go from 5 to 4, it's still the same micro pulse.
So at the very
It
end,
could
what
be
is that?
anything. Right, it's still the same. It's still the same thing is inside, right?
Right.
Okay, so all I'm saying is when it goes, boom, 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 blah, blah. When you hear this is leading into that, right? You can hear it as this. And 3 and 1, 2, 3. If you want to feel it like that. Yeah, you can feel it. And 3 and 1, 2, 3. Right? That's all it is. Because you can feel this all the way through. And 3 and 1. Right? That's all it is. Sorry, that's my fault. Okay, so anyway, is that getting there?
Were you doing 3 as well? Are you clapping 3? Yes.
Oh yeah, that was the original thing, was like getting from one to the other. Okay? Did you do that exercise where we did the 4 things?
No,
He was.
I wasn't doing
Okay, well, let's just try and deal with this is a real basic figure, the clave, which we derived from the major scale.
Yeah.
You know? And then let's think of different ways we can play the clave if we thought of it as a scale. Ionian, Dorian, etc. Right? So then different ways we can feel it. It's triple, but we can also feel it like if we were playing that first one. Right? So we're just trying to go from one to the other. So we go. Change the mode. Away from high to low grade. Right? Now, do full feel. Sorry, can't talk. changing one thing and then the other. So that's the same thing we did before. I was doing it faster. So it's kind of cool actually. But this we haven't even dealt with the pitches. But that's we got to understand this rhythmic.
Can we just do the 5 thing one more time?
Yeah, because you were asking about the balance, the thing of keeping balance. This tune is about. It doesn't matter which one of these things you're feeling. It's just that the things fit together in a certain kind of way. They go together in a certain kind of way. So the thing is about keeping your balance no matter how you're feeling, right? So the 5s thing, slowly.
Do you want to play guitar? I'll play.
Yeah, but the thing is, you don't need to play all three. I'm just doing it so that people can hook up with different people. So now remember that bass line?
Ish.
Yeah.
I can't remember that. Sing it once.
Think about this. Rhythmically, we're starting on what note? Let's say that we're in F now. Transpose the whole system to F.
E.
E, which is what?
The 7th.
Which is also called,
Low three.
no, the 7th degree of any scale.
Leading.
Leading tone. So it's like a leading tone kind of rhythm. That's why there's an E in the bass. It matches with this. Okay? Okay? So, let's do it. So, can you play this part now, the drums?
Yeah, I don't know about over the bass line, but
Yeah, well, no, all you gotta do is play. All you gotta do is keep this and play this. And if you want, play this. So let's get it. The hi-hat and the snare and the bass drum, so we can hear, because he wants to hear how it lines up.
So it's
The hi-hat. Keep it straight. Don't worry about that. Get a little softer in the snare. Yeah, or, yeah. Remember the pattern. That's the first one. It's 1, 2, 2, right? And you're gonna answer. Yeah, but maybe you can come down here. You go up. Sorry, I play soft because it's so soft. So you're gonna go. You go. Bubble, bubble, bubble. You gotta come right. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Okay, cool. Now the next one is you just take it down half step. You got these two notes, but you're not gonna. Your pattern is no longer this now. It's 2, 1, 2, right? Right. The high note is the 1, right? So the first one was the first one. Double, boom, because the one's in the beginning, right? Now your tritone is F and B. So you go double.
F and B.
Not you.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Da 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 da. See when you do that. There you go. Yeah. So do the two pairs. Yeah. Now what's going to be the next one? Following the pattern.
2, 2, 1.
Where you know it's going to be. 2, 2, 1, right? Right? Yeah. Try those 3. Just do it slow. You can't leave space. That's not both of them. Right? Now let's see, what can we put for our 3 notes? Where are you ending on? Who's got the, you got the B flat, right? You can play 3 B flats and then resolve it to A flat. That's your 1, 2, 3. Right? And you're on a
D.
You're a D?
Yeah.
D.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on a D flat.
Right. So you can play D flat, D flat, D flat, resolve to C. Actually, I want you to play 3 Gs. That's how it should be. It should be tritone. It should be tritone. Let's play it. There you go. That's going to sound good. Okay? So let's see if we can do that whole phrase. Well, let me just sing it do it slow without time for a second to see get the notes right. So. Maybe try tone. Always try tone. Yeah? Again? 2, 3. So just keep this so that they can hear that all their notes match up exactly with your snare drum and bass drum.
Did you say Dicky?
Yeah. So, flat boom, boom, flat boom, boom. Because you're in F, right? It should be an F sharp to A.
F sharp to A.
Yeah. Wrong notes. Sorry. See, now you're on the right note.
What was the last part?
So you go. Three. this is you guys have the 5-ish thing,
Yeah.
and they have something that's holding it
Are
down.
you guys doing it in like quick couplets, like Nile, or are you doing it?
I'm feeling the long thing, but
What's the
I was trying to
The
tap
five,
on
So you have the option that you know what that thing is for at the end, right?
Yeah. I can do it either way, but I don't have a process, so I don't want to screw with it.
So you have 2 setups. There's 2 setups that are already built into the rhythm.
Well, actually, yeah, I can hear it. I can hear it.
Well, no,
I know
I
what
was
you're
going to say what they are. I'm going to say what they are, which is one thing is go. You keep that going.
Right, the sugar
Pulse.
thing.
Or,
Like,
no, it's just a thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Or else you can. But the other thing that's built into it is boom, right at the end. Brings you right back to the duplo thing if you want.
So,
Right.
would this be on the one? So like it would be like
That's after one. No.
Where's the start? Oh shit! Hang on. Sing it. I'll slow it down. So the rhythm. Oh, that part. I was thinking the 5, like just thinking in 5s over that.
Do that too. You do that too.
So where would that be at? Oh,
We're
right.
changing this a little bit.
Yeah.
If you think that, where's the low creep? It's the leading tone, right? And you start there. So, let's see. I put. I'm just trying to see. I gotta put some money in my parking meter. Shit. Oh, okay. I gotta run out there and put some money in the meter. Be right back.
You ready? Play the bass.
That's the 5.
So I'm ready. Put 3, 4.
No.
Actually, it's just one chord, but there's a bunch of chords. You know, there's like more of a tune than that. What is that?
It's a banjo. He's getting it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Good.
Reverb is such a big.
I'm just taking that thing and feeling it as a pulse.
Kind of like singing it on, not actually. So what is it? One, two, three, four, five. Is that what you do? It's so hard.
Ah, fuck.
You got a mic? How's the first one? That.
Actually, it's not hard. That's all it is. But in any case, regarding that thing about, you know, how do you feel it, how do I feel it, what's the balance and all that stuff. In that tune, it doesn't really matter, you know. The only thing that matters is that these things are in a proper relationship to each other, right? So the whole time thing is kind of circular, but the way that it's locked in is very specific. It can't just be anywhere, right? So I don't know. Is that of interest to you guys? I guess it's kind of too late now for me to ask those of interest. 2 hours
You guys want to
later.
work on that?
I mean, like I could play you a version of it from a gig. Well, no, that's not that interesting. Maybe I'll just from my phone. Let's see. Is there something on here? Should have prepared and figured out where it actually is. I think maybe here. These long files. No. Come on.
There it is.
I know there's one on here. This one. Marius, you know how to get this to go?
Yeah, it's plugged into the power bar at the bottom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a little 1/8 inch. It's like a black 1/8 inch. It's a silver ring around.
Well, I got that.
Oh yeah, so plug it in. It should be kind of. It's on tape. It should be tape deck on the amp, and then you kind of gotta crank it. So.
There we go. I think this is coming out of some other tune or something. Oh, see, I'm starting to plot right there. You're up. Four chords. That's just to get the idea. You know, I don't need to go on and on with that, but I just wanted to hear the in context, so we don't just keep repeating that same 4 bars over and over. So the question was like, I mean, the idea was like about kind of about keeping your place without having to have somebody dictate like this is the top or this is this. It's just everything is in relation to everything else. You know what I mean? So you know, even in that little part, you might be playing some other kind of cycle that could be felt on top of that. But there's always something. You have a point of reference, and whether it's the same point of reference as somebody else has, it doesn't matter. As long as the point of references are sort of in the pocket together, you know, locked in. So
when you play, do you tend to have a top in mind, or are you viewing it from outside and seeing the thing as an all-encompassing system?
I mean, in order for it to groove, I have to feel some kind of a pulse. I can't be feeling something irregular. I have to be feeling something regular. Okay? So it's either going to be or it's going to be the other thing. You know? So, or it might be that other 5 thing that's irregular. It's regular for a minute, and then it's irregular. It's hard to get that to groove. That's more of a thing to create some tension and then release it. It's like a tension release device. You know? So if everything is just all squares, then it's not. Then there's no contrast.
Because the bass line seems really foundational to me. Like when the bass line starts, seems to be the top of the form.
Right, but the question is, where does the bass line start? Like, you can play the bass line by itself, but just go ahead and play it.
Oh my god, so
Right? Without foot.
I can't even do it because I have to feel it now.
Right? But when we started out, that's why I showed the bass line the first thing, because this bass line just by itself is most strongly in another time field. It's most strongly in right? But actually it's that's where the drums start. Doesn't mean that's not where the bass starts. The bass can start wherever you feel like having it start. But the relationship of the bass to the drums is right. That's where the relationship is. So whatever that makes you feel that's what it makes you feel. You know, in this tune. So
I have a good question.
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
did you come up with the bass line? Like, did you come up with the bass line with the intent that it would be enforcing a different time feel?
yeah, it's some illusion stuff.
Okay.
I want the bass line to feel like one way, and then the one instrument comes in and that makes it feel another way.
But you're not having the bass line come out of the clave, the low string clave.
No, except for that leading tone thing.
Right.
But well, the pitches of the bass line are actually just 4 chords that I've used in a bunch of tunes. I just stuck them in there.
Right.
One's F minor, the next one is D major, the next one's G augmented, and the next one's B flat diminished. And the 4 of those together, they make a 12-tone thing. So that's just, I just use that and, you know, whatever. It's kind of almost like this.
So,
Yes.
Mr. Okazaki, I have a question before you.
Visual ID.
So, these pitch choices, how do you account for contrast?
Well, contrast is in that melody, there's a diminished thing that's going strongly against that and then resolving. You know. But what do you mean contrast in what?
I was using, as the base material for improvisation.
Well, they're areas, and I see it as they're long enough that you can do a lot of stuff in each section. Like there's 4 bars, you might say, 4 cycles of each chord, each harmony.
Mm-hmm.
So F, D, G, C, 7 is basically one big 1, 6, 2, 5, right?
Well,
F, D is 5, 2, 5, 5, whatever. Dominant chain 1, 6, 2, 5 type of thing. So the whole thing is kind of one big cycle. But within each of those, you can use those as starting places and just to get to the next place in whatever kind of way is appropriate. They're not very detailed harmonies, is what I'm saying. It's just a skeletal thing. The same way the rhythmic is a skeletal thing. It's really more of a kind of a sketch than a real tune. It's just kind of a jumping off place to go explore some ideas about balance and also harmonic balance, because the whole thing has the kind of a tension. The diminished thing has the greatest tension of wanting to resolve at the end. Like, can you play those 4 things? F minor.
It's F minor.
Yeah, play it in the open thing. The da da. And then D over F sharp.
So, right. And then
G augmented.
Major.
Then B flat diminished with the E in the bass.
Sorry.
Oh no, E, D flat, B flat. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So those are the 4 chords, and you can see that those 4 together make 12
And then
tones.
you can do the
Right.
leading. So it's the leading tone every time.
Yeah. The F sharp, the F goes into the F sharp. Exactly. So this one goes, that one goes down, G, E.
So it's, sorry.
So, this super simple form, it's just a kind of a big band, I guess the thing is, like, there's kind of a lot of information just in that stuff, so if it was harmonically complex too, it might just be kind of like a mess, for me anyway. Try to negotiate. But then that other thing you were saying, what about the melody expanding, something like that?
Oh, it's just something like you left some space between the repeats of the melody and then it repeated.
The melodies are 6-bar phrases, right?
The melody's in
The
5
stuff that we
bars.
were working with before.
The whole thing is 16 bars, right? So the melody's that's 3 bars, right? There's 2 bars of rest. So it's 5 bars, right? 3 bars of melody, 2 bars of rest. 3 bars of melody, 2 bars of rest. That leaves 6 bars remaining. So what happens there is, it's just a trick. But remember we were talking at the beginning about 7s being kind of long and 5s being shorter way. It's the 5, I decided to put the melody in 5s, but at that point it actually reverses and goes into 7s. It goes the other way, starting from F, rhythmically up from F, and building it up the other way.
So it's.
It goes, it does the whole phrase, but check it out, it goes. Maybe you can do this with me. Starting on B and going up, with the rhythms, boom, boom, that whole thing, right? Yeah. 1, I'll just count, I'll just give you a nod. What note is that? F. Now, go back down.
In like keys?
Yeah. Yeah. So do the whole thing, but then come back down. So 1,
Verse
2.
6, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
1, 2, 3, 4. What does it do, Ed? Let's see, it's going to go F.
Are you reversing that?
I'm reversing it. F, F, G, I'm sorry.
B, right?
Boom.
So it's 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2.
1, 2, 2, 2, right?
1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. So we like.
Move the piano.
So.
I think that's right. 1, 2, 2. Oh, sorry, yeah. 1, 2, 2, 1.
That's right.
This should be the beginning.
We go backwards?
Yeah.
So from the top.
No, what I'm saying in the actual tune. In the actual tune, I don't think I do that. I think it starts.
What chord? So the next thing about that?
Yeah, because it's got to keep going.
So
Yeah.
so it's so when you hit this because you just
No, it just goes like this. It just keeps going
I
all
see.
the way. Yeah. So if you start at F, once you get up high, go back down to F and go boom, 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 dip, boom, boom, dip, boom, dun, dun, dip, dun, dun, dip, dun, 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 dip, dun, dun.
Because it's 6, right? So
Dun,
you
dun,
can,
dun, 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 dun. That's it. So it goes like this.
so because it's so that's like the 4th. No, but it'd be how many beats is it before that measure that phrase starts? Is it 2 beats of rest though?
No, there's no rest.
There's no rest. So it goes from
No.
so it's
Goes
3
from
of
5
melody, 2 of rest, 3 of melody, 2 of rest.
It does
6
6 5s, 6 7s.
Right. Okay.
6 5s, 6 7s makes 6 octaves. Makes 6 cycles, makes 6 bars. Right? Same. It's all the same 6. Right? So if we go from there, from the B going up, you can go up B up, and you can go up 6 octaves. So you run out of octaves, you just start again. Right? Right? So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get 6 5 6 7. 6 5 6 7s is 6 12s, which is 6 bars.
I get what you get right there.
Yeah.
Right there. 'Cause
Yeah.
You guys were like into each other, so I couldn't. So what's going on after that?
So
If you're reversing, are you adding a little?
I'm just playing straight off the white keys of the piano up there where if semitones are snares and if whole tones are basses. And then putting pitches on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So after that, because I'm not.
Yeah. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, right? G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. It's going to come the same way, you know.
Because you were accenting on the 5s and then the 7s, so it's like.
Accents are on the 7s and 5s. So I'll go like this. You play with me again?
Just upscale.
Yeah, up the scale. Ready? I messed it up a little bit. Let me do it again.
You shifted to 7s. Is that what you're?
Yeah.
Oh,
Check it out. 5, 6, and 5, 6. The thing is, the 7s don't come in pairs like the other ones. 7s are a little more irregular. That's why I'm having trouble remembering. So ready, and. You can count them if you want. Ready? Right? Yeah, so that's, that's the form of the tune. And then that goes back, right back into the other line. So it goes back into 6 5s again. So it does section 6 5 6 7 and then 6 5s right in a row.
Right.
Yeah.
Alright, so explain so it does the 4 chords. Each one is
Each one is
how
4
many
bars.
Each one is 4 bars.
16
And then
bars.
it does this.
This pattern though is happening. It doesn't matter where you start this pattern because it's the same thing in every bar. See what I mean? You can start anywhere you want.
That's just
Okay, then that can go over the other chords.
Yeah, I changed the notes to fit the chords. See, but the rhythm itself is just based off of the white key piano keyboard thing. The notes are based off of the chords.
So you can see it because you're seeing the white cases a little simpler.
But you also can think about it as like number pairs, right?
You can think of it as number pairs, but not when you get to the 7s. Because the 7s, when you go up, you'll see it goes 2 2 2 1 is the first one.
Right.
And then it goes 2 2 1. Then there are pairs.
It's just
Yeah.
the one going backwards. 2 2 2 1 2 2 1 2 2 1 2 2.
No. Then you have 2 pairs. You got 2 2 2 1. All right, that's by itself.
That's one, and then
Yeah. Then you got 2 2 1 2.
right.
2 2 1 2. You got that.
Shit.
You got that twice. Then you got 2 1 2 2 2 1 2 2.
Twice.
And then you
And
got
then
1
it's
2 2 2 2.
Let's loop that. So
That's weird. Right?
Yeah, you can go.
Wait, one time, right? For the first cycle.
The first, you got to think the ones on the ends are the oddballs. 2 2 2 1, and then on the other side it's 1 2 2 2. It's like bookends, okay? But am I saying that right? Yeah. 2 2 2 1 and 1 2 2 2 are on the ends, and in between those you have 2 pairs.
Yeah.
You got 2 2 1 2, and then you got 2 1 2 2. The ones where the ones are in the middle. So you got. The beginning of it is. I'll do the first half.
So it's 2 2 2 1 and then 2 2 2 2 2 1 2
Right. That's You gotta remember that doesn't start at the beginning. It doesn't start in the same place that the 5 start.
So right. So
Because the 5 start on B, but the 7s start on F. Right?
So after we go do 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 you know what I'm talking about?
No.
What's the first phrase that? Yeah, but that's
Okay. So
The first 5 phrases got right? Or yeah.
the 7s?
No, the 5. To get the whole thing to pick in.
Yeah, the 5s are easy.
Just the first one.
Yeah, I forgot to go right into the 7s.
So
Because you gotta remember the 5s bring you to F. When you do those in the regular pattern, you do that 1, 2, 3 at the end, you're playing F, G, A to get back to B. Right? So the the 7th, they start on F. Remember, we said we wanted to build all 7 notes on the white keys on the 5th. Start from F. Okay?
That's it, right?
Yeah.
Messed up. My fault. I didn't think I could do that.
That's pretty badass. Because if you just play the clave up and you just articulate every 7th note, it doesn't affect.
Yeah. It's just a matter of perspective. Last time this was reading we gotta call it. Thank you guys for coming. Running out of time.